Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hello, my name is Narulita Putriane Hendrawan, and I'm from class 4C. Here I made this video for submitting my assignment, the literature in English language teaching. This is a critical summary based on a journal that has been chosen by our group. The title is The Use of Literature in the Language Classroom Method and Aims by Kosompu Violeta Irens. Literature Using literature in the classroom helps students to improve English language and develop the basic skills speaking, reading, and writing. There are many different definitions of literature. Literature could be said to be a sort of discipline technique for arousing certain emotion. According to Bush, literature is the record of experience interpreted by personality that behind every book which the race has preserved of is a human being eager effort to give life meaning, to create beauty, to express vivid emotion and ideas, to make men aware of themselves and the life they lead. The above extract present an integrated meaning of the value and the importance of literature. Historical review. Literature and language are closely related, and this fact is cannot denied. Barnett and Carter already emphasized the role of literature as an ally of language. Literary texts of the target language were read and translated. The focus of this teaching method was on form, on learning the rules of grammar and the lexical items as they appeared in the text. After this method failed in disuse, literary texts also went forgotten for teachers of second language. But in the last decade or so, the interest in literature as one of the most valuable language teaching resources available has revived remarkably with the new current within the communicative approaches that see in the reading literature the perfect realization of their principle, namely developing communicative competence, that is, teaching learners to communicate in the second language and accounting for real, authentic communicative situation. We talk therefore of a literary use of language. And the criteria for using literature, there are three main criteria. The first is linguistic criteria, the second is methodological criteria, and the last is motivational criteria. Why we use literature? The purpose of using literature is in a language classroom is to make the class interactive, and it can clearly improve communicative competence of the learner and keep a lasting impact on their mind. The three main reasons for teaching of literature have been consistently advances are: the first is cultural model, the second is language model, and the third is personal growth model. Short story contributes to the development of cognitive analytical abilities by bringing the whole self to bearing on a comprehensive account of a situation in the single place of moment. Using short stories, students can think critically and have beyond imagination. The three basic skills. Literary text can be very useful in order to motivate students to develop three basic language skills, that is reading, writing, and speaking. Factor to consider when selecting literary text. The text which was selected here to work is Louisa May Alcott's Little Woman. The author had in mind a group of Greek students in intermediate level. This text has been chosen since the writer believes that it can broaden student minds, meaning that they will become familiar with the culture and the values of the specific time period described in the book. Type 2 activity use. There are many ways to preparing activities for short story, and the classified basic group are: the first is pre-reading activity, the second is while reading activity, and the third is post-reading activity. Pre-reading activity, students should have to make the question before reading the story entirely to stimulate the students' interest in the story. And while reading activities, the first is understanding the plot, understanding the character, helping with difficult vocabulary, helping with the language. And post-reading activity. The post-reading activities help students to make interpretation of the text, to understand the narrative point of view, practice the language skill, helping learners to express their personal views, points of experiences. And the conclusion is many kinds of methods to help students to use literature in the language classroom learner will take advantages from the use of the suitable literary text in the classroom. Finally, we should say that teacher can create similar activities but always according to the needs of the group they teach and make students understanding the material who have given with the literature in the language classroom. And that's all for me. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.